Hello, everybody. My name is Slice, and welcome to episode 17 of All the Mods 7. It's time to sort out the storage system. Our mob farm can put out a lot of items, and one of the main problems that I'm having with it right now is that it's a lot. It's a lot of items. So I went through and finally got everything sorted up. Connected up, rather. I tied in all 8 zones with ultimate mechanical pipes for the experience. So that way when I have them running, I can get all the experience. Same thing with the ender chest, except I'm using the ultimate logistical. Now, the problem with all of these items isn't necessarily that I can't handle them, because right now I am handling them, though I'm considering this a temporary solution. And one, it's crowded in here. Two, it feels like it's a little bit jumbled. So what I have going on here is items are put into this chest down there, and I have 2 logistical sorters coming out of it. Now, something I don't like about these ender chests is that it seems like I can't pull out of any side other than the top and bottom. I don't know if it's me doing something wrong, but I can't do it. So I have logistical sorters pulling necessary items out. This is pulling in a ton of items. You can see it's got 52 right now. Okay. And what that's doing is it's filling this. When it can't fill that, it's putting into there. And I don't know how long it's going to take for that to get full, but there's an overflow chest. Okay, now every other item that's in here, like, let's see, the gold armors, the chain, the iron, all the tools, whatnot, they get put in here along with all of these. But then I have it pulling out into here, which is being cooked down into nuggets, which is being put into this barrel and then imported into my system. This is, it's working, right? I also have diamond gear coming and being put into here, though sometimes it is going into the trash can. I could blacklist it, but it's not really worth it, because every once in a while it goes into here and I get some extra diamonds. I don't need them, but it's a little bit extra, right? And then that's getting pulled into the same barrel, which is again getting put into the system. I don't really like that setup. I don't really like this setup being here. It's a cluster and a half. This room was a cluster until I tore it down. These are, out in the open. This is out in the open. And then when I'm in my main area, it's really hard to get into that room. I have to walk all the way around, right? So part of what I want to do is I'm going to tear this down and make a door out of it. But before I can do that, I need to move this, which means I need to resort my entire system. So that's the game plan. Hopefully here I can make it work. I haven't fully thought through how I want to do it. Okay, let's open the right way. Boom, boom. And now it looks the same, but I'll be able to walk through it instead of having to walk all the way around. So once I actually get the system sorted, I won't have to do this anymore, and I can close up parts of this. Now, early on, when I was messing around with this setup, I had like a hole right here, somewhere around here, and I was using that to go down here. But I expanded this room, and this is where I plan on putting a lot of the extra wiring, so that way up here isn't too bad, right? Obviously the room back here won't be too used, so I don't know entirely what I'm going to do with it yet, but I need to clear it out a little bit. I might expand. Okay, come on. Might finally get rid of these furnaces and put in new upgraded furnaces. I'll probably finally get around to upgrading these machines because they're just the basics. Also, I can now fill in those holes, right? So that way I'm not falling through like I just did. So yeah, we've got a little bit of sorting to do. I also mentioned that when I was getting back to applied energistics, that I would show you how this setup is meant to be handled. So I was looking at better ways to handle that inscriber system, and from, I don't know, another series many years ago, I recall there being an advanced inscriber, which basically does a better job of the regular inscriber. Let's see, where is it? We'll just drop you right there for now. Just so that way it's there. The advanced subscriber, or not, inscriber rather, right? We've got, where is it? This right here. I remember this being a thing. I don't recall entirely what it does. However, I don't think I'm going to use it. And the reason being is because of this one right here. This one is from Lazier AE2. I like that. This is essentially an advanced inscriber, but upgradable and faster by making use of raw materials. I've never seen this one before. I don't know if this mod is new to this version, but this interests me. But it takes a little bit of setup. First, I need to be able to make Fluix steel ingots, Fluix logic units, and this universal press. This universal press takes all 4 other presses and more Fluix steel ingots, but also a singularity, which means I need to make a matter condenser and figure out how to handle making a singularity. It's been a very long time since I've made singularity, so I'm hoping that I can do it. While I was talking, you just heard that noise. You just heard it again. So that's another thing. I want to actually get rid of this temporary setup. I haven't had it very long. I did this in between episodes just to be able to handle the mob farm, because I needed to get this handled, all the gear handled, before I could turn on the mob farm, because it was producing so many items. I needed to handle it, and I already don't like it, partially due to the fact that these make a lot of noise, and I know I could probably just make a muffler or use this and find it and turn it off, but I'd rather not. So this will get shifted down there to be able to handle that sorting. All of this will get dropped down there, so that way I can close this in and not have to be concerned with, you know, literally the outside being right there. So I've got a lot of sorting to do. I got a lot of cleaning to do, especially now that this is void. This entire area, it's kind of haphazardly put together, and it's got to go. I decided that I'm not going to tear this down immediately because this is still technically operating with some of the mob farm downstairs. So I don't want that to get clogged up. So I'm going to leave this running until I'm ready to move it. I did tear apart everything back here. I filled this section in a little bit. I may need to, indent it a little bit more, but I plan on converting this area. I was thinking of using a style like this instead, Because with the mechanism machines, I can stack them on top of each other and not have to worry about the piping. Like the purification chamber and the crusher and the enrichment chamber. I can literally put all three of those in a line and have them work. And then I can have an obsidian furnace or something above it and force items into it. So I don't know what I'm going to put here. I don't know as if I need more here. I might be able to do additional machines. On this wall, I don't really know how I want to handle these because you have so many sides that you need to touch. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to work these out yet. I'm probably going to mess around with using imports and exports on the AE system to get it sorted. But I figured I'd do that. I also started cleaning up this little area. I stuffed it all here for now until I can figure out how I want to handle it. I carved out this area. I'm going to designate this the kitchen. And then I figure, since I come in here and I'm immediately going to the terminal for stuff, why not have another terminal over here for my food? All right, if the kitchen's right here, I can import all the food related stuff over here and then have a separate AE system for it. I recall back in at least Applied Energistics 1 where there was like a P2P and I could talk to both, but they could just not be on both networks. I don't know if that's still a possibility. I know I can make some crazy amount of channels with the ME controller setup. I don't know if I have to have only one or if I can like make a multi-block structure or how I can handle that. That might be refined storage. I don't even know if that's in here. It is. Does this one have a controller? I'm not seeing it. Hold on here. Let's it does have a controller. Creative controller. I don't know. So I have ideas. Controller. Yeah. I was hoping for like a decorative one in case I wanted to, you know, make some neat little section. But I plan on replacing the ceiling and filling this gigantic hole that's been there since like I made this room in the first place. But yeah, I'm going to at least set up that line. I might fill in these two lines with something, just like temporary blocks to kind of have like as placeholders. And then I'll do a similar situation over here. I might take all of this and move it back a little bit so that way I can expand this wall. I don't know, we'll see. I might also just move those here and remove that wall entirely. I finished the start of this. So I went with glowstone in the pillars. I think it adds a nice little touch. And then up here, I went with a stone feel. Just used stone bricks to break up the solid deep slate bricks. And I took it all the way down here as well. I expanded this room considerably, and I mirrored that setup over there, but I blocked it off for now. Over here, I ended up converting the mechanism metallurgic infusers to the basic infusing factory. They're basically the same thing, but they have 3 slots. And then I used clear item frames and put the necessary item in there. So that way I know which ones are which. I then have the purification, crusher, and enrichment chamber set up over here. I haven't set up everything downstairs yet, but over here I made myself a door. I don't know if this is like a permanent thing, but this thing right here, the teleport pad for all the modium dimension, you can't seem to break it. I did use a pickaxe on it and it just disappeared. So there's that. Back here, I haven't set up any of the cables yet except for some power to do some testing to make sure that this all worked. I do plan on moving this ME controller somewhere so that way I can start using channels and set this up properly. Though I don't know what I'm going to use as the backdrop for the panel in the front. I can't really start the applied energistics setup yet because my wool collection is extremely thin. Out here, I got rid of the fences because the Ars Nouveau mob, I forget the name of it, the wolf one that spawns wolves, they just keep killing my sheep. So what I did was, after I cleared this out, I decided to go find more sheep, and I'm putting them down here. This is not ideal, but it's working. I just have to every so often come in here and water the grass because it doesn't seem to grow back even though there's light. Come on. And like I said, it's not ideal, but it works. So what I'm gonna do is actually recently learned that there is enchants for the shears. So I would like to enchant the shears, worker exploitation, fortune, and tombstone. Oh, worker exploitation. What is that? Wool received is doubled, but the sheep takes damage. I don't really like that. That's not a good one to have. Why would I want to kill my sheep? Frostbite 5. Yeah, I'm just going to go with a cheap one there. Life mending growth serum. Growth serum. That one sounds like that one might be useful. Sheep have a 50% chance to instantly regrow their wool. That might actually help me downstairs because right now they're... you know, not in a very good spot, and they like to eat the grass when they go to redo their... Okay, let's wipe this book real quick and try another one, shall we? Okay. Let's get some experience. This is why I like this. I can't wait for this to have a little bit more fluid in it. Fill up both tanks. Okay, should be good for now. If this one isn't what I want, that's a bummer. Okay. Well, the idea is to enchant that. Okay, I can do it one more time. Darn it. Okay, well, I will eventually get a useful one, and then I will start harvesting some sheep wool. Because as you notice, even though they're full on, you know, stuff they keep eating, and the grass doesn't really like to grow back down here. I moved this setup down here, and that's growing very nicely. I need to add something there. Over here was going to be my Pawa setup, but I don't think I need it. I'm not sure. I might not set this back up. I might try to use Power over in the All the Mods 8 setup. I have that series going, so if you want to give that a look, by all means, please do. Would greatly appreciate it. I'm really enjoying that setup. So I might forego Power over here just to go there, which means I might not use this section at all. So I might fill this back in, or might set it up for water usage. I don't know what other machines I would want for water. Yeah. So I'm gonna grab the enchant, and then I'm going to shear some sheep in between episodes. And next episode, look for me to overhaul my applied energistics setup. I will add that. I will fix this. I noticed that once I was putting stuff into applied energistics, it's full, by the way, so I need to increase that. So 63, 63, 63. I can't add new stuff. I can only add existing stuff. When I did that and I put new stuff in, it was putting it into the ender chest, and the ender chest was throwing it into, oh, it's over here. Was throwing it in here. But when I moved everything, I didn't set everything back up on here. So I was voiding everything that the quarry was doing for a while, which is really unfortunate. I lost a lot of stuff, but it's not like I'm hurting for stuff. I got plenty. Anyway, yeah. In between episodes, I'm going to grab some wool so that way we can get to crafting a lot of cables and whatnot, and look to you know, overhaul the system. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here. Drop a like, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see anything. Let me know what you think so far. And thanks for chilling.